tuning in to Africanada Hub. Today's topic for discussion is one in a series, and the topic is based on mental health. Mental health challenges among children and youth is staggering. In Canada alone, 1 out of 5 children suffers from this illness. This is why this topic cannot be left untouched, or this is why we cannot continue to think that mental illness is a taboo for discussion. We cannot continue to stigmatize it any longer. Our children need to find ways to cope. Our children need to be able to have or enjoy their childhood. So the topic of mental illness is really important, that we as African community need to bring it out in the open and understand how this illness looks like, and how, or especially how it looks like among children and youth. I always say that mental illness, or the challenge of mental health, is colorblind. It's not influenced by any particular race or prejudices. And so the stigma that we associate with mental health need to be put away. We need to start talking about this illness. We need to start talking about it in our everyday life. So today I'll be just bringing out a few statistics that has been found. And then in the next video, we will talk about what to look out for, the signs and symptoms, especially among children and youth. Okay, so according to Canada Mental Health Commission website, or Canada Mental Health Association website, 1 out of 5 children suffers from this illness. Now, for 70% of the people that suffer, it starts when they are really young. So this is why, as a parent, we need to be on the lookout to understand how this whole thing looks like among children. An estimation of 1.2 million children and youth in the whole country is affected by this illness. And out of this number, only 20% receives treatment. There is a treatment for mental illness. According to Canada Mental Health Commission's website, at any given week, 500,000 Canadians are unable to go to work due to mental illness. This topic is huge, and this topic cannot be left untouched. Mental health challenges, as we know, affect a person's mood. It affects the way they act, that's the behavior, and it also affects the reasoning, the way a person thinks. So we need to know that as human beings, we need a balanced life. We as parents need to support our children to have a balanced life. A balanced life in that we as parents need to support our children's social, psychological, emotional, spiritual life, so that they will be able to stand their ground and live to their full potential. This month, January 29th, is Bell Let's Talk Day. Those of us living in Canada understand what Bell Let's Talk Day means. The goal for Bell Let's Talk Day is to get the conversation out there for us to talk about this challenge of mental illness or mental health, and to find ways to support our families and friends suffering from this illness. So please join me for the next video, and let's look more in depth, especially of what has been found in terms of research on the continent of Africa regarding mental illness and the challenges of mental health. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. We look forward to sharing what we have found with you in the next